In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your ENH500. You will need two devices in order to establish a WDS link. I'm going to show you how to log into the device, set up an IP address, and how to configure it for your device to operate in the mode that you want. In order to access your device, you will need to change your property settings under your TCP/IP settings. You will find this in this window under Network and Internet, Network Connections. Right-click and click Properties. Go to the Internet Protocol version 4. Change it to a static IP of 192.168.1.15. This number you can choose whatever you want. The subnet mask, and press OK. The default IP address of the ENH500 is 192.168.1.1. You will be prompted to the login page. Press Admin, Admin. As you can see, the IP address is 192.168.1.1. We will need to change that in order for it to not conflict with the second unit. Remember that the second unit is also 1.1. It may conflict on your IP address. In order to change this, go to System, IP Settings. You have two options. You can either set it up for DHCP, or you can specify an IP address. For this demonstration, we're just going to specify an IP address. We're going to use 12. We're going to hit Accept. And on the status, you'll see that there's a save and reload with a number 1. Every change you do on your ENH500 will need to be saved and reloaded. Click on this tab, and you will see it specifies that your unsaved changes, and you'll have a list of all the unsaved changes that you have done to your ENH500. Save and apply. Once it has completed the change, you will notice that it automatically changed to 12. Log in again. You will see that the change took effect, and now you're ready to continue to the next step. Once you verify that your IP address has changed, it is recommended that you check the firmware before you do any configurations or setting changes. You can find it on the main menu. You'll see that the firmware version is 1.5.74. Since I know there's a newer version than 1.5.74, I'm going to go ahead and firmware upgrade my device. It is recommended that you factory default your device before uploading a new firmware. Once you factory resetted your ENH500, it's time to upload the firmware. In order to accomplish this, go to Management, Firmware Upgrade, choose File, and you will find the bin and the location that you saved it at. Select it and press Open. You will see that it shows the ENH500 and it shows the new firmware version that you're trying to upgrade. On the top side, you can see the current firmware that you have, so make sure they're different in order to assure that you're doing an upgrade. Click on Upload. Next, it will prompt you to this information. This is just to verify that the file that you're trying to upload, it's currently working. Once you're ready, press Upgrade. Please wait while your ENH500 is being upgraded. You will see this progressive bar. This indicates that it's uploading successfully. It will take you to this window, and it tells you that the firmware upgrade has been successfully. Your system will now restart and will take approximately 92 seconds. Please be patient. Once the firmware process has completed, it will take you back to the main login window. Please log in again. You can verify that the firmware upgrade has been successful. You're running 1.5.101. Okay, now that you have done the firmware upgrade, now it's time for the exciting stuff. It's time to set up your ENH500. Another recommendation I would like to do is to rename your device name. Since we're having two devices with the same name, it's good to identify them once you're configuring them at the same time. To do this, go to Operation Mode. In this case, I'm going to call it ENH500 Primary. This is the one that's going to come out from your router to the ENH500. Press Save and Apply. Once the change has been applied, you will see the name right here. Now it's time to choose your operation mode. Go System, Operation Mode. You have four options to operate your ENH500. You can use it as an access point, you can use it as a client bridge, or you can do a WDS bridge, or use it as a client router. For this demonstration, we're going to show you how to do a WDS link with a second ENH500. Press WDS mode and select bridge. Once you have chosen the mode that you want to use, press Save and Apply. Once the changes have applied, you will see on current wireless settings, it is set up to WDS bridge. Okay, before we go to the second device, it is important that you write in a little piece of paper, write down the device name, in this case ENH500 Primary, and write down the Ethernet main MAC address. We will need this information to input it in the second unit. Once you have written down these pieces of information, it's now time to go to your secondary unit. Okay, now it's time to set up the second ENH500. I'm gonna go ahead and open a second window. Side by side. And we're going to log in. As you can see, it's on 1.1, which is the default. As you can see in the second device, it has the latest firmware already. So we will have to skip that step in this scenario. If you have another device that has an older firmware, you will need to follow the steps as we did in the device number 1. Okay, once you verify that the firmware is exactly the same on both units, I recommend that you change the name just so we identify which one is which. I will call this the secondary ENH500. You can go ahead and choose the mode that you want to operate. We're going to choose WDS, we're going to choose bridge, and we're going to save and apply. Once the changes have taken effect, please write down in a piece of paper the device name of your secondary device and the Ethernet main MAC address. In the second device, it's not necessary to change the IP address since we're doing just a point-to-point link. You can leave it at the default 1.1. Okay, once you confirm that it's on WDS bridge mode, both devices, it's time to set them up. Go to your primary ENH500 and press on WDS link settings. In this section right here is where you're going to put the MAC address of your second device. You will need to enable it, and you will need to input the MAC address of your second device. As we can see, this is the MAC address. We're going to input it right here. 88 DC 96 6E 43 56. Once you verify the MAC address, press accept. Go to the status tab and press save and reload. Press apply. Once it has finished applying the settings, now go to your secondary device, go to wireless, WDS link settings, and now we're going to enable, and we're going to input the main MAC address of the ENH500 primary. Once you have verified the MAC address, press accept. Go ahead and save and reload. Save and apply. Once you have successfully saved and reloaded the configuration on your second ENH500, it's now time to check the link of the WDS link list. Click on it and you will see that the WDS link status, it's up and running. You have now successfully set up a WDS link status. There's some other settings that you're able to do in order to optimize the performance between both of your links. Go to wireless, wireless network. Under the wireless network, there are 4 options that we recommend you changing in order to optimize your performance. For the wireless mode, we recommend using N only. This will ensure that you're using the optimal bandwidth speed. On the channel HT mode, we recommend you using the 20 MHz. For the channel, you have various options. We'll leave this at 36. Once you have chose your settings, make sure that you write it down or open a paired window and make sure that you match the settings that you chose in this area with your second ENH500. We're going to go ahead and put it at N, 20 MHz, and we're going to leave it at 36. Once you verify that both units have the same values, you can go ahead and accept. Now you can go ahead to the status and save and reload your changes. Okay, you have successfully established a WDS link between 2 ENH500s. Thank you for watching. We will continue uploading videos on how to set up your EnGenius devices. If you have any comments or suggestions, please comment on the channel of YouTube and we'll gladly hear and update our videos. Thank you for watching. Till next time.